want to give a shout out to our sponsors for this week's episode, Best Fiends. In my humble but correct opinion, it is the best match 3 style game by far. The rest are basically the same game with different color schemes.
So stop crushing the same old candy. Try a puzzle game with something fresh to offer.
Yeah, the Best Fiends, it really is like the graphics are just on a whole different level. Like, it's not just like the same thing over and over and over again. Like, you're actually going through different worlds and different zones. You're meeting different characters. And it's always interesting. They're switching it up. They're always adding new challenges.
They make the puzzles harder.
Yeah, there's over 100 million downloads. We're obsessed. We can't put it down. Okay?
We don't put it down.
We don't put it down. I've been on a lot of plane rides lately, and there's just one option for me when I'm on a plane.
And I've been on a lot of train rides lately. And there's only one game I play.
Why are you on the train all the time?
I don't know, I've been taking the train. I like it. It's scenic.
Just for funsies?
No.
Yeah. So with Best Fiends, you play through an actual storyline, complete with good guys, which are the fiends, and then the not so good guys, which are the slugs. And your fiends will start out as these little tiny baby versions of their future selves. And the more you play, the more the fiends can join your team, and the more powerful they become. That's what helps you solve increasingly challenging puzzles as you progress through the game.
So yeah, download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Hello, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You. I'm Nikki Limo.
Hello, everybody. It's Iceman checking in.
Chickadee checking in. So, hold on one second. Ugh.
Ew. Yeah.
Remember when we didn't have to do this? Like the whole renting all the equipment
At home
stuff?
studio?
Remember when Mark actually did things?
Yeah.
Freaking Mark.
What did he do, though? And now we found out he did a lot.
He actually did a lot.
He did a lot. Wow.
We
I was like, wow, that's
underappreciated
impressive.
Mark.
I was like, wow, I used to spit on Mark and hate on Mark and tell Mark, what do you even do here, huh?
No, but now we appreciate him. Mark, can you cut the part where we said we appreciate you, though?
Yeah, please cut
We
that.
don't.
Thanks, Mark. Oh, thanks, Mark. He always has our back.
I know.
Every time you say cut that, Mark, he's got my back.
He's got
Well,
my
actually,
back.
every time you say it, he has your back. But then every time I say it,
I don't know what you're
seems
talking
like
about.
It goes ignored. It's weird.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like it. And I don't like it.
That's really weird.
I'm trying to open up.
We should correct that,
I'm trying
Mark.
to open up.
Correct that, Mark. You should cut when Steve tells you to cut.
Mark, I would love it. It would be my dream come true. It would be my true birthday wish.
So today we are going to answer more of your questions. I don't know why. I mean, people keep asking us questions, even though we tell you up front, we are not experts at any of these topics. So whatever you hear out of our mouths, you cannot sue us for.
Except for crypto.
Do not sue us.
You can sue us for
You
crypto.
can sue us for crypto. You can sue us.
You can openly sue us.
But we are not liable for anything else.
Hell no.
Okay?
But for crypto?
Oh, yeah. Just sue the shit out of it. Oh, my God. Yes.
Just take us to jail.
Please
already.
don't do that, though. Please don't do
We would
that.
love it
I
if
would
you
hate
didn't.
doing that. So I'm very busy, too. So please don't sue me. I'm
Yeah,
busy.
please don't. Yeah.
I'm busy.
I'm too busy for that, too, because of crypto. It's trying to dig out of a hole here.
But those of you who submitted questions, which you can do if you so choose to follow these people submitting questions, you can submit them to podcast@nikki.limo. That's podcast@nikki.limo. And we will try our best to answer them, though sometimes we take months.
And why doesn't it have the green? I guess it would be the first question that I got. I actually just read that question.
Well,
It says, why doesn't have podcast@nikki.limo green?
it's too long. Well, also, .limo is the hyperlink or whatever it's called. It's like the .com. And I think it's for limo companies. And I thought it was very cool that they had a .limo that you could buy. And so I registered Nikki.limo with Nikki Limo.
But now our company's being...
But there is no .limo green. And if there was, baby, I would do that.
And unfortunately,
immediately
because of
fix
this
it.
faux pas, our company's being taxed out the ass for gas.
For gas, yeah.
Yeah.
Gas prices are not cheap.
Gas and mileage, by the way. We're
So,
getting wrecked on this thing.
on to your questions,
thank
which
you.
you have so graciously submitted that we are not experts on. Oh, also, we need compliments in order to be fueled
Yes.
into answering
it
them.
helps so much.
And I just picked them randomly. I don't read them beforehand either.
right.
So this title's interesting. This one says, "How to be an asshole with compliments."
Okay.
All right. Well, first things. I mean, if you didn't,
First
if
of all, I
you're
like
trying
this.
to be an asshole, like don't compliment.
it.
But okay.
I like this.
We do like this. Introduction. Hello, Nikki, Icebreaker. Hello, Steve, Iceman. Hello, Sticky, Ice Guys, Twice the Ice, twice.
True.
So sorry for that.
Facts.
How are you guys doing? How are you feeling today? Oh, this is somebody that definitely listens to the show.
Yeah, we're good.
We're fine. I cried in a closet earlier.
Nikki did cry earlier in the closet.
Does my makeup still look like that?
It looks good.
If it looks like I was crying, it's because I was.
Yeah.
So compliments. Firstly, thank you for taking an interest in this email from Tipsy Bartender. Shout out to Sky, to Tasty Tuesdays, to the shit they don't. To the shit that they do not tell you about podcast
Finally,
show.
someone knows what the show's called.
We thought that was a confusing title, but someone actually got it right. All right. I've been an ever-evolving fan. We appreciate you adapting to our many phases as creators. This information, or the information you provide for us, is not only relevant, but is backed by experience and wisdom of two amazing yet humble human beings. A dream team of two individuals so dedicated to each other and to themselves that I can't help but look up to with awe and admiration. You both radiate authenticity and passion. You're kind, caring, and have great senses of humor. You are couple goals, human goals, financial goals, creative goals, friend goals, and even goals. That word has now lost its meaning and become illegible. But what I admire about you guys the most is your drive to do and be better. I trust everything you tell us, even though you insist you're not quote unquote experts. And I hope your lives are filled with happiness forever. 100% here for the vibe. Oh my God, you touched on like every single thing that we say.
Except for when we tell you to buy something, you need to buy it.
Yeah, you didn't talk about
You
that.
didn't talk about that at all.
Aren't
And
we?
that's disappointing.
Not? It's disappointing that you don't think we're good at,
We
telling you
drill
what
it
things
every
to buy.
break.
We try
Buy
really,
what
we try
tell
really
you to
hard
fucking
to tell
buy.
you to buy what we tell you to
Fucking buy it.
Just
you
buy it,
stupid
okay?
motherfuckers.
So I don't know why you left that part out,
It's so annoying.
guy.
Anyway,
Just kidding.
it's
That was
fine.
a lot of compliments.
Not to nitpick. I'm nitpicking.
That was amazing.
I do that. I tend
can't
to do
believe
that.
you like.
I'm
Oh
a
my God!
perfectionist.
Hey, this is what we do when we can't handle
No, we
all the
can't, yeah.
compliments.
Hey,
We
that's
turn
not
it
it.
back on you.
We're
And
too
we bully
insecure.
you. We throw rocks at you.
Exactly.
Because we
Look what I do to
can't.
Anthony
We
Lee.
cannot handle
That's
it.
what I do to Anthony
We are
Lee.
very insecure people.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. That was really sweet of
We
you.
love you. That was incredible. Later on, we'll actually cheers to that and we'll hug
we
each
will,
other and
we'll cry again in the closet. Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the closet's had a lot for one day, but
Well,
maybe it's just
it's
used
big
to
enough.
it. Okay, table of contents. I've included this outline of my email to help you pick and choose exactly what you wish to address or ignore in order to provide the best, most suitable content for this podcast. I like this person.
Wow.
I like you. Having already read the compliment section, you need not read more. I'm already happy to have expressed my thoughts about you guys. And yes, I'm well aware that the table of contents belongs at the beginning, but it felt like a terrible way to start an email. So here's the table of contents. One is the introduction, which we already heard was the hellos. Then was the compliments, which we heard sincere gratitude and admiration. Then the table of contents, we're here now.
Okay.
Then
there better be end credits.
profile, probably useless information about me that I included to entertain Nikki. Oh, I can't wait to read that.
Okay.
Question 1, easy, straightforward question about social media. Question 2, post breakup advice. Question 3, ignoring intrusive paralytic thoughts in order to improve productivity. Potential topic for an entire episode. And finally, closing statements. It's a farewell. Skip here at any time to end this email. And then that is the end of the table of contents.
Listen, this was organized enough. We might actually do the whole episode just in
I know, right?
That was really good.
That was so good.
Really good.
You got us. Like
Yeah.
we're very intrigued.
Well
by all
done.
this. Do you want to go in order of the questions?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so question 1, just in case you need a refresh on that table of contents, is
I
an
do.
easy, straightforward question about social media. Well, actually, we didn't do the profile. I do want to read the profile. Okay, profile. 27, Hispanic male, Cancer, INTJ, T, which is almost what I am.
Wait, what the fuck is T?
An INTJ, he's turbulent. Wait, maybe that is what I am. Yeah, I'm definitely
You're
turbulent.
pretty turbulent. Crying in the closet.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. 4 in Enneagram personality test. That's me too. And he's a 4 in numerology. Wait, did I assume that's a he? I don't know. 4 in numerology.
that, yeah.
Oh yeah, because he said Hispanic male.
yeah,
Okay. 4 in okay, I am actually a 1 in numerology, so I don't know about that. But I'm a 4 in Enneagram, so we are very close. And also he's a Cancer. I'm a Scorpio. Water signs unite. Slab it high. Okay.
I'm an earth sign, okay?
Get out of here. No one likes you. Question
You do.
1. I don't even know if are you an earth sign?
What's a Virgo?
Yeah, I
have
think
no
so.
idea.
I think so.
Oh,
You
I
are.
hope to God.
You're very
Hope
grounded
to Christ.
sometimes.
Hope to the Christ
Except when you're
fuck.
fiery. You're Libra rising. That's the fuckboy sign. Anyway, question 1.
I'm such a fuck boy. Everyone thinks it.
That's your rising.
You're the first person who said I'm a fuck boy.
It's not who
I
you
think
are
ever.
inside.
Dude, you're the only person I think who's ever complimented me by saying
It's
I'm a
just who
fuck
he
boy.
is. Did you hit record on that?
That would be legendary.
It doesn't say recording.
Bottom right. It's there.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so question number 1. Ready?
Yep.
This question is actually for Nate.
For Nate?
Just kidding. Mark, can you please cut that? That's what it says.
Jesus Christ.
He's so
that's
good.
Pretty good.
He's so good. All right. Actually, I was wondering if either of you know a good social media platform where I can share my writing. You should be a writer, someone. This is really good. This is entertaining. Like Instagram for written content. I tried an app called Wattpad, but did not like the interface. And I've been using Tumblr, but same as Wattpad, I don't like the interface too well and feel I can't reach as grand of an audience through there. I'm considering Reddit, but I have never used it and have no idea if that's even an appropriate platform for writing. My writing mostly consists of sad boy poetry and other types of poetry, but will be expanded to include fictional and non-fictional stories as well. Well, if you're into writing porno stories, literotica, oh my god, that's all I used to read. Like porno stories.
Really?
Like like porn stories.
What are you reading about?
I was reading about like orgies, like some group sex action, some like
some good stuff.
They got alien stuff on there.
I like that. I like alien fucking stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I like
they
when
got,
aliens fuck
you name
things.
it, they got it on there in different categories.
That's cool.
So there's that.
I like
if
when aliens
not,
make it come in a silver dish.
So you've been on there too?
I have.
You didn't tell me you were a
They
literotica
call it a
fan.
receptacle, and I like that a lot.
They call you a receptacle?
No. The alien. Yeah, well, the aliens say to come in the receptacle.
They call the sluts receptacles too in other stories.
That makes sense. Sorry.
I do really like that. Sorry if you haven't seen a 2-shot of us the whole time. We just found out that Steve wasn't recording this main camera, and it's all Steve's fault. Anyway, back to our question.
You know why?
What?
Because I was like, you might as well just get a shot of me because she looks like shit.
Yeah, basically. Wait, so we're mid-question here.
Yeah.
And do you know any writing apps, social media apps? I don't, actually.
No.
Like, I would honestly, I know you said not Reddit, but
Reddit's the only one. I mean, Reddit No Sleep and like a bunch of Reddit places are like creative writing forums.
But for sad boy poetry, I think Reddit has a lot of subreddits that have really supportive communities.
True.
Or even in Quora, like there's supportive communities. But again, if you didn't like the interface on Wattpad, which is designed specifically for this, I don't know about the interfaces on Reddit. Or I think they're just like forums. Like it's just, I don't know if you like that type of format because it is kind of like Tumblr.
And just from looking at this person's question, I can tell they like formatting and like
Reddit's, you know
Reddit's tough with formatting.
I would honestly, I know it'll take a little bit longer, but consider a blog.
Yeah,
like consider more of that format. And then you use Instagram more to promote your blog. So a lot of like writers, I know like we had Mark Manson on the show, the author of Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And he's really great. And he started with his blog, right? But he uses his Instagram to promote the blog. So he'll give like little clips of things. Yeah. And then for the full thing, you go to the blog to read it. And I've done it many times. Yep. And it takes time to build an audience, but what doesn't, right? So I think that's the best route to be taken seriously as a writer and also to like have more control over the audience that you do build. You know, you'll have direct email lists. You'll be able to communicate to them much easier than a social media platform that kind of suppresses you based on the algorithm or whatever is the problem that everybody has on a social media platform. So learn WordPress and start a blog, get a collection going of pieces that you're writing, and then use social media to promote your blog. That would be my advice.
Love it.
Okay, question number 2. This was let me go back to the table of contents. The post-breakup advice. Okay. Question number 2. How do I hurt someone I love by doing what I believe is the best thing to do and be okay with it? I took your advice and broke up. Mark, please spam the breakup button.
Spam it. Lay on it,
he
Mark.
said that. So spam the breakup button.
Hey, Mark, have your ex-wife sit on it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. That's a
pretty good line.
That's pretty good, yeah. I love her and I care so much for her, but we need to stay broken up this time. Not our first breakup. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah.
No matter how much she wants to continue trying, it just hurts so much telling her no and playing that cold, detached asshole character that I gotta play, which I'm also trying to take your advice on because I can see how much it hurts her to let me go. I think she feels as though I've given up on her and on us. I don't want her to feel like I've abandoned her. I didn't give up on her, but for now I do have to give up on us. I just really feel this is for the best. The relationship became too toxic and we needed to. Mark, please spam the breakup button again.
No,
Break
listen.
up. And this is all
Big
written in here. This is not me saying this. He says that, but I agree.
Mark, imagine your ex-wife holding two 10-pound weights in both of her hands, and she's sitting on that button.
Suck that dick.
No, but
And all your in-laws.
You know what I love actually is that he's taking the advice that we said over a myriad of shows, which is wild.
Yeah.
Because it really does help. Like the idea that you are not yourself and you are playing a character of yourself who is breaking up with this person is honestly the only way I think that I could even handle doing something like this to somebody
to channel a more assholey character.
Yeah, because I don't want to do that. I want to solve everyone's problems, and my biggest thing is I want to help everyone win. And so if I could just make someone's life easier by staying with them, I will.
Yeah.
You dig?
So his last part of this question is, how do I stay firm with my decision when all I want to do is hug her and tell her it'll be okay?
Because it's what you want.
How do I remind myself that this decision is for the best when I'm overtaken with feelings of regret and illogical hope that we will be able to work this time? How do I create the space we need to heal? I should probably mention we work together, which by the way is some shit they do tell you. Never date coworkers unless you're Nikki and Steve. Oh, true.
Facts. No, look, you have to keep it up because this is what you need for you.
You know in your
You're
gut.
finally doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
You fuck. You know it.
And
you know
it's
what I'm talking
healthy.
about.
And that's why it feels right, is because
Yes.
it's healthy.
Yes.
It feels like this is the right move. And it's hard. That's another clue that it's actually the healthiest thing, is that it's hard, but you know it's right. And so therefore you're doing it anyway. That is the hardest step to do.
Yeah.
Because most people, it's just easier with anything healthy. Like you want to switch diets, you want to eat healthier. It's fucking hard to like have the discipline to do it, but it's the healthy thing to do. And it's so much easier to just get what's convenient, fast food, or eat something, snack all day because you have it there, or, not pay attention to your diet. But in the end, in the long run, it's healthier to do this and also to be in the habit of making healthy choices just as a genre.
For you. Yes.
Yeah.
Not to get political either, but when the Indianapolis Colts moved on from Peyton Manning,
Too political.
that was a rough time for me personally because we're moving on from the GOAT, in my opinion. I fucking love Peyton. Mm-hmm. And then we're moving on to this kid named Andrew Luck, who's a rookie from Stanford. And it's like, holy shit. And frankly, like, it was the best thing for both parties. It was actually good for us to move on from Peyton Manning. I didn't know it at the time. Mm-hmm. But like Andrew Luck came in, he was actually a fucking bomb at quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But like at the time, I was like, why are we leaving Peyton Manning? He's going to be a Hall of Famer. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But you have to realize, like, why you're doing what you're doing. Like, you have to look at the entire situation. That's why you made the move you did. That's why you're LARPing as this person that you're not. So you can break through this moment and get there.
So she's the Colts and wants Peyton Manning back. No.
Yeah, she's
a
not- look-
Colts fan and wants.
No, she's the Broncos.
Yeah. That took a turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then,
She's the Broncos.
Yeah. And then he's going to stay with
But
the Colts.
Peyton,
And then,
Peyton
they actually
went to
won
the
Super Bowl.
Broncos.
That was pretty cool.
Peyton went to the Broncos. She can't be the Broncos. They ended up together.
No. She's not the Broncos.
You said she was the Broncos.
She's the Broncos.
Then they end up together.
Wait, who ends up together?
Peyton and the Broncos.
But not Peyton and the Colts. He's the Colts.
I know, but so if
So he's still chasing the championship. She's over there with the Broncos right now.
he ends up at the Broncos.
How is he at the Broncos?
Peyton Manning ends his
No, I
career
know,
at the
you dumb
Broncos.
fuck, but I'm
You're a
talk-
stupid fuck. You don't
No,
even
you're
know
a
your own
stupid dumb
history.
fuck. No,
you're a dumb, stupid
You're the dumbest
motherfucker.
fuck.
You
No.
act like
Here's
you're.
why you're so stupid.
Do you not understand that you're telling him to go to the Broncos
No,
right now
I'm
as
not.
Peyton Manning?
He's the Colts. You can't go to the Broncos if you're the Colts. You can't. It's impossible. So she is the Broncos, right? She was on the Colts. Now she's going to the Broncos. He can't go to the Broncos.
Because he's
And
the Colts.
But it's good for both parties.
He's
the
gonna.
Colts ended up doing okay, and then the Broncos ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Who's Peyton Manning? No one's
She
Peyton
is.
Manning.
It makes sense, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Colts are like, we don't need Peyton
Yeah.
Manning
We got
or the
Andrew Luck.
Broncos.
And then you know what happened? 5 years later, Andrew Luck's like, yo, I retire anyway. I don't give a fuck.
So
It's a wash.
what a great story ending.
It's a helpful
It's
anecdote.
helpful.
It's an
That
anecdote.
analogy was the most confusing thing I've ever listened
And that's
to.
why people don't use anecdotes.
It's an analogy.
Stupid fuck.
All right, next
and you're
question.
the writer. All right. Well.
Wow, we nailed that one.
Anyway, I think you're
good.
doing the right thing.
I do too.
But the reasons how, man, discipline is just all I could tell you. You know, just doing your best not to coddle her. She is going through a rough thing, and it's going to hurt, but she's got to get through this too. So if anything, you're helping her by not going back to her, by making her get through it on her own.
Not to make this about football.
We're good.
But hold on.
Okay.
The worst thing Andrew Luck did, he tried to extend all kinds of plays on his legs. He tried to be Superman every play. If he just fell down, took the sack, it would have been a much different story. His body would be intact right now. He would be probably still playing football. So that's what I think my dude's doing here. He's trying to extend all the plays.
No, she is.
Excuse me?
She's trying
She's
to.
the Broncos asshole.
She's trying to explain. She's trying to get back together. She's trying to extend the plays, but really she has to just get sacked and get through it. He's like the medical team trying to like revive the situation. Listen, don't make this about sports ever. He's a sad boy poet anyways. Probably doesn't even get any of these analogies. Okay, question number 3. Okay. How do I silence my mind, or at least how do I ignore the unnecessary noise it makes? I find it really hard to do anything because I've exhausted myself mentally before I even lift a finger. I've tried organizing my thoughts on paper and broken everything down into their smallest steps, and it helps, but my thoughts are so persistent, I even struggle reading it back to myself once it's time to take action. Holy shit, are you me?
Yeah, not to make
Is this me writing?
Not to make this about sports.
Stop it.
But Nikki could really answer this one for
Part
sure.
of me is screaming, just do it. It's a Nike thing.
Yeah,
So you
see,
can make a sports
there it is.
thing about this.
See.
But the other more obnoxious part of me just constantly whispers why I can't, or why I need to do things differently, what I might be forgetting, or how things could go wrong and how my plans could possibly fail. And it's exhausting. As much as I would love to ignore these intrusive thoughts and just do shit, I haven't quite figured out how. Dude, I fucking feel you. And I don't even know if I can give you really solid advice on that, because I literally just did that this morning.
She's trying to figure shit out.
And I try to figure shit. I make so many lists. I made a list for today, tomorrow, and the following day. Yeah. And so I could tell myself, just go one item at a time. Just do it. And sometimes I can get myself to do that, and sometimes not. You might also want to look into it to see if you have ADHD, because there's a poor executive function thing happening too, where my brain is like, just fucking do it. And then like literally the chemicals in my brain or wherever it's wired is like, nah. We're not. And it's
or
like,
they're like, let's go to House of Intuition today.
well, that was already on the schedule and I forgot about that. I didn't know that. I beat myself up for forgetting about it because now it interrupted the other schedule that I made. And then we had to pick one. And so we did the one that sounded more fun.
We did.
It was more fun.
It was really fun.
So there. But yeah, medication helps. But man, it's not, there's no one size fits all for this. It's just, I mean, I can tell you how to stop self-doubting yourself is you just have to get used to doing it. Like, it's just like you said, the just do it part. You just have to have done it many, many, many times to the point where you can use that as evidence that to yourself when yourself is like, oh, I don't know if I could do it this time. You're like, no, look at this track history.
That's so good.
You've always done it. And this is what Steve used to have to beat into me. And now I do it into myself where it's like, and my therapist says it too, where she's like, have you had any evidence of ever not following through?
Bitch.
And I'm like, no, but for some reason I feel this panic, like I'm going to not follow through or that I'm going to fuck it up somehow.
You guys, I live through Groundhog Day every motherfucking week, especially on Tasty Tuesday days. You guys have no idea what it took to make a Tasty Tuesday.
Back when we,
I have no idea. But the amount of like Nikki being like, oh man, this is all fucked.
Yeah.
Like, and like me just telling her, no, you've never fucked up. You've always delivered. You went, show me evidence.
Your brain can really make a mountain out of it.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like, that wasn't even, like, even while I'm doing it, it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And then afterwards, I think I did the worst job. But then when I'm uploading it or when I'm watching it back,
only when you post it.
I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad, actually.
Well, no, once you post it and then people give you some feedback, you're like, okay, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Only then though.
But I don't know if it's part of that tortured artist thing where you're just like, nothing I do is ever going to be good enough for me. So you just have to kind of accept that you're not quite good enough is still going to be okay. Like all you can do is all you can do, but all you can do is enough.
At least you're not as tortured as Van Gogh, bro. That cat was like, I paint with my hand, but I'm going to cut my fucking ear off because I suck at it so much.
Sometimes I want to cut my ear off.
Well, don't cut your ear off.
I won't because I know what happens. It could throw off your equilibrium.
That's what happened to Van Gogh.
And then I would get even more mad that I did that.
You know what happened to Van Gogh?
What?
His shit got all fucking scrambled.
I bet.
It
But
did.
that's what I'm saying is that like I can see like, okay, I'm going to be more mad at me if I cut my ear off than it would feel good to cut my ear off.
You know, post ear move, his name was Picasso.
Shut up.
Because equilibrium got fucked up.
Anyway, closing statements. Okay. Again, thank you guys for taking any of your time on this email. I know this shit was long as fuck, so I don't blame you at all for skipping here if necessary. Dude, we found this very enjoyable.
Thank you very much.
Also, you had a variety of questions,
Yeah.
like on different subjects, which
it.
we really liked that. And I appreciate what you provide for us. I'm glad you at least got through the compliment section, unless the length of this email scared you at first glance and you skipped it, in which case, thank you me for reading this in its entirety. And,
Holy
and
shit.
shout out to your team as well. You're all very much appreciated too. Sorry, Steve, but that does include Nate. Have a great forever.
It doesn't include Nate.
Sincerely,
Nate's,
a fan.
No,
we
Nate's
fired
off the
him.
team. We fired his
We
ass.
made him move to a different state.
Yeah. We told him to get your
said,
ass out of
"Get the
California
fuck
or we're suing
out."
you for
And then
for fraud.
Just to make sure we're leaving California
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we are.
So we're like, we need at least a California in between us because you're that fired.
We're suing Nate for fraud.
We are, yes.
For being a fraud.
We love you, Nate.
Good luck, Nate, in court.
Mark, cut the
We
part
love
where
you,
I
Nate.
said.
Hey, no. Yeah, cut the part
where I said I
we
love him.
Nate.
Yeah, cut that part.
We love Nate out of court, but in court, nah, dude. You're going down for fraud.
Going down. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Oh my, did you say your name in here?
I don't even think they had a
I don't
question.
I do know your name, but I don't know if you want to be anonymous.
Yeah, that's fine.
What? There were 3 questions. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, I feel very related to you, and I hope those answers helped, although some of the questions you asked, I'm still stumped on them.
Hey, those are
some shit
human
they don't tell
questions.
you.
Those are hard human
Some
questions.
shit they
High
don't-
difficulty.
They do not tell you podcast.
They did not do not tell you about
do
podcast.
not tell you about.
Thank you.
Podcast.
It's true.
We're gonna take a break. I know it's a very short first half.
We have to yell
but
at Mark.
We have to yell at Mark, and also it's like that thing where there's not enough time for me to take another question, but there's too much time before when we normally take a break.
So true.
So I'm just gonna take a break now.
Like a shallow 23-minute break.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll buy whatever we tell you to buy,
Oh,
and
please do.
tell the company that you bought it from that we told you to buy it, so
Yeah.
that they know, and then they want to keep us telling you to buy it.
Exactly.
And we'll see you right after.
Want to give a shout out to our sponsors for this week's episode, Best Fiends. In my humble but correct opinion, it is the best match 3 style game by far. The rest are basically the same game with different color schemes.
So stop crushing the same old candy. Try a puzzle game with something fresh to offer.
Yeah, the Best Fiends, it really is like the graphics are just on a whole different level. Like it's not just like the same thing over and over and over again. Like you're actually going through different worlds and different zones. You're meeting different characters, and it's always interesting. They're switching it up. They're always adding new challenges.
They make the puzzles harder.
Yeah, there's over 100 million downloads. We're obsessed. We can't put it down. Okay,
We don't put it down.
We don't put it down. I've been on a lot of plane rides lately, and there's just one option for me when I'm on a plane.
And I've been on a lot of train rides lately, and there's only one game I play.
Why are you on the train all the time?
I don't know, I've been taking the train. I like it. It's scenic.
Just for funsies?
No.
Yeah. So with Best Fiends, you play through an actual storyline, complete with good guys, which are the fiends, and then the not so good guys, which are the slugs. And your fiends will start out as these little tiny baby versions of their future selves. And the more you play, the more the fiends can join your team, and the more powerful they become. That's what helps you solve increasingly challenging puzzles as you progress through the game.
So yeah, download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
And we're back. We are back, and we have more of your questions, which you could submit at podcast@nikki.limo. Again, nikki.limo. There is no green involved in there.
Please, though, include it if you can.
This next question is titled STDTY Questions. That's the acronym
Shit
version?
they do not tell you about
anagram?
questions. Yep.
Acronym.
Perfect.
Acronym.
Acronym.
So to start, I am 18, almost 19. Oh my God, no compliments.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Just want to talk about yourself.
What the
That's indicated.
Okay.
It's pretty.
We did get overwhelmed with compliments on the last
This
one.
is what their
so
generation's about, though.
we'll balance it out with
We're
no
gonna-
compliments on this. Okay. Okay.
We're gonna talk about your whole generation.
We'll
because of
answer
that.
this, but not to our
Nah,
best.
We're judging your entire generation. based on
Yeah.
that,
True.
which is what we do are at our age, pal.
Gen
What?
Z
XYZ?
PP.
Sure.
Yeah, more like PP. Okay, so to start, I am 18, almost 19, and my girlfriend is 17, almost 18. I am a freshman in college, and she is a senior in high school. She goes to Rancho Bernardo High School,
No
as
shit.
so did I. Shout out to Steve, because whenever I hear
Holy
his
shit.
Rancho Bernardo High stories, they seem so weird because they're so different to what it is now. I
Why?
know, high school does seem... on TV, it seems different than what my experience was. But also
You know
on
what the best thing, by the way? My haters at the time
What?
said that, oh yeah, you'll be king of high school. What are you can do afterward?
Oh,
And
you were
then
popular in
fucking
high. I
wrecked
forgot that you were
it. Yeah,
popular
I
in
was way
high school.
popular in high school, but I got way more popular after high school. How about that? The gift that keeps on giving.
That's very cool.
So
look at you
relatable.
and look at you now.
It's so relatable to the people at home.
Also, on a side note, I know Steve's family lives in Escondido, and he references coming home and going to the mall for Black Friday. Do you guys go to the Westfield Mall next to BJ's in Escondido?
We do.
Yes.
We've been there many times.
Anyways, I know you guys are constantly telling everyone that we're super young and that we think that our current situation is the world, and whenever something major changes, we overly freak out.
Listen,
yeah, your generation pee-pee.
blows.
Your generation pee-pee
Your
poo-poo
generation blows, pal.
does that.
No, you're fine.
Anyway, my girlfriend and I have been dating for almost a year and a half, but it's moved really fast. Most of her family lives in Tijuana, so I visit frequently, maybe once every 2 weeks, because it heavily varies on circumstances. We are both, and for those of you listening, San Diego is very close to TJ, so
Very close to the Mexican border.
yes.
And
So
Tijuana
it's like
in
the next
Mexico.
city over,
Yeah,
basically.
it's like 45 minutes away from San Diego.
We're both super ingrained into each other's lives and we love each other very much. We've gone through a lot of adversities. Yes, I'm 18 and I can already hear Steve telling me to shut the fuck up when there's a laugh crying emoji because he says he's gone through a lot of adversities
I understand.
at 18. We have gone through parents walking in on us, having to deal with very open sex conversations
Love it.
with both of our
Hope
parents.
You guys were 69.
Birth control conversations, to even a pregnancy scare. She tested positive twice at a clinic, and this led to serious blood testing and further examination. This was impactful to both of our lives because we were both so young. This scare led us to conversations about what to do with the baby, how we will balance college with taking care of it, where it will stay, etc. I offered to pay for an apartment for her to live with me in San Marcos. I go to Cal State San Marcos for reference. It's only 25 minutes from RB, so it's close to both of our parents if needed. We still love each other throughout this, and these adversities made us grow stronger. We had a rough 9 first months on occasion, similar to you guys, but your advice really helped us out. We dug to the root of the problems and have worked through almost all of them. That's so awesome.
It's fucking tight.
Like
We had-
starting communication
we did
right
it
off the
tonight.
bat.
We did it tonight.
We did. Like I said, I cried in a closet.
Cried in a closet, and I yelled at her for crying in a closet. I said, "Get the fuck out of the closet."
He stared to try to make the problem go away, and I was like, "Get out of here! I'm crying in a closet."
I am the best.
All right, anyway, the biggest issue is she doesn't like to communicate her problems during arguments because it's very difficult for her to form words and sentences. To me, intellectual conversations and working through disagreements is vital in a relationship. Other than that, we are mostly on the same page. I will say about that, it's
not her
hard
fault.
to articulate when
It's not
you
her fault.
are filled with emotions.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
need to let her, like,
You have to
process.
listen. If you love her, you listen.
She needs to, if you want to find a middle ground, like, let her have like 5 minutes to go process her emotions so that she can then articulate them to you.
And when she says, "Leave me
final
alone,"
form.
you're not being a little pussy. Like, you're just leaving her alone for a sec, letting her collect her thoughts. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you let it happen overnight, you're a little pussy.
If you
yeah.
demand her to say like what she's thinking
No,
right
you-
now,
no.
you can't.
That's not
like
fair.
you can't form words. Like your brain is like getting
You're
intercepted
escalating
by
the
your
situation.
emotions. You actually can't do very much when you're that emotional. Like you shouldn't operate heavy machinery. You shouldn't drive. You shouldn't do a lot of things because you're that impacted mentally by emotions being that high. You also shouldn't play poker if you're emotionally frustrated because playing
But
on
not
tilt is a
everyone
thing.
takes that advice.
Not to make a poker analogy, but
Not to bring up the
so you
time
know
of the night.
Peyton Manning when he's playing poker.
True.
is-
Hey, not to do a football analogy.
Okay, other than that, we're both on the same page. Right now, she's being recruited to go to high school in Iowa, or to go to college in Iowa, to play Division I softball. I'm also an athlete, primarily a power lifter, shot putter, and disc thrower, so athletics is super important to both of us. She's played softball all her life and plays at a high level outside and in high school. We are figuring out how to do long distance if she gets accepted. She really wants to do it and says she loves me too much to break up with me or take a break from the relationship. She said it's totally up to you on what you want to do, but if I get accepted to school, I'm taking it. I love her a lot and want everything to work out, but I don't really want to do a long distance relationship. I suffer from extreme anxiety at times, and it could lead to me throwing up excessively as well as not eating. These tend to occur whenever I get anxiety from her potentially cheating or some guy abusing her. I make up scenarios in my head at times, but I've been going to therapy for this to help myself. Oh, that's really good. This developed from my last relationship, but I'm working through it, and our relationship has gotten much better since the beginning when that was the primary issue. What made things worse is that her best friend is a guy, and they do one-on-one stuff together, like movies, bowling, lunches out, and even wanting to go to a drive-in. Oh, no.
That's whack as fuck.
He says, I hate this, and we reached a compromise that they can only do some stuff like lunch and public activities like the beach or anything where people are around. And what sucks is sometimes he buys her food, but she brushes it off and says, that's what friends do, right?
That's fuck off, bro.
Because it's hard to fault her because she sees him as just a friend and she does like friends would normally do, but the gender difference is weird to me. That's not...
It is not weird. Yeah. You're dead on, bud.
In her defense, she probably is naive to the fact that this guy is totally hitting on her and trying to steal her.
You know what guys are about, dude. You know what's between the legs, friend.
I know from her perspective of having all guy friends back then, and my boyfriend was so crazy. But then the second we broke up, all of them swooped. So
all of them swooped.
I learned from experience that thinking that guys are your friend and treating them like you would treat a friend does not necessarily mean that they view you the same.
But that doesn't mean you have to take it like a bitch either, right?
No.
So like when you're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable you doing this shit, it's not really like that. It doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to be like, I don't feel comfortable. It's more like, hey, like, I don't think that you are understanding.
Yeah. So he goes, I know in an episode of Big Mood you said that Steve isn't cool with you hanging one-on-one with guys, and other girls were heavily surprised. So how do you find this behavior controlling? Is it excessive for me to feel this way? Is my anxiety taking over and I shouldn't do this? And you may also be wondering, why doesn't she hang out in groups? So I feel like
me, baby.
I feel like people get so like it's so hard for me to help people understand this, that even though before we were together, I was like, guys and girls can be friends and hang out one-on-one. Steve brought up a lot of points that I actually feel are really fair. That like if he was hanging out one-on-one with a girl who I don't know, and this is what we came to in Big Mood, where it's like if you're hanging out one-on-one with Tiff, I don't care. But if you're hanging out one-on-one with some girl I don't know, then that's weird to me. And I'm like, yeah, it should be weird.
If you with Joe or Bart, I don't give a fuck.
In my last relationship, it was like, you should be able to be friends with your exes. And I was trying to be chill, cool girl about it. And I'm on friendly terms with my exes. So I was like, all right, he can go out to dinner with his ex. Maybe I'll grab dinner with my ex. And I was kind of embracing that. And I'm kind of a go with the flow person. But it did kind of bother me that he wanted to take his ex out to dinner, and he hardly ever wanted to take me out to dinner.
Wait, me?
No, my ex. I'm talking about my ex. So I was saying that like I was coming from that mindset of like we should all be open to like hanging out with, one-on-one with people. This is not a one-way
street too.
Yeah, and so I agreed with you. Yeah. So and I think relationships are just a bunch of agreements. It's like things that you agree on as a couple. There's no one controlling or dominating, or if it's like that, if you feel like you want to do one thing but your partner is forcing you to do another thing, then that's not a healthy relationship. That means you guys lack common values and that you can't come to a compromise on that.
But I have to say real quickly,
what?
In the zoomed out sense, it seems like I brainwashed you in some way.
No,
I put a low jack on your ankle. But I just want to say, in the early on of our relationship, you actually brought up something to me that helped me come to this conclusion, where I did a podcast with my ex.
Right.
And you were uncomfortable with it. And I didn't really understand that until later.
Yeah.
And then once I understood it, I was like, oh my God, I completely get it.
Yes, there was that incident, but this very specific ex, we had conversations when you were with the girl before me, because this ex that you're talking about was 2 girls before me.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were with the girl before me, and we were just friends, we were in a scene together, and you were talking about how this other ex was trying to contact you, and you haven't responded to her out of respect for your current girlfriend, and that you felt that it was encroaching on the relationship. And I respected that about you. I was like, that's so awesome. I wish my boyfriend would do that. Okay, then fast forward to now we're together and this same ex is reaching out to you and you go do her podcast. I'm like, oh, so you don't respect our relationship.
Right,
so for me, it was like a personal, like, you didn't want her to encroach on your previous relationship, but you're letting her encroach on our relationship. So do you respect me less than your previous girlfriend? And that it was like, and then you agreed that you were like, actually, like, you had this change of vision and, true or false, that ex was kind of hitting on you while you were at the podcast.
She was, true.
It was, so it wasn't, I don't know where
exactly
the feelings
easy.
were like, and I knew this background about her. So it wasn't just this like, hey, I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt because I don't know this girl. Maybe she's totally cool. It was like, I knew her history, that she'd been trying to get a hold of you while you were with your...
I told you the straight up truth.
Yeah.
I didn't like...
I know.
Like, oh, it's fine.
No, I
was like,
appreciate
no,
that.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And so then after that, I was like, yeah, because beforehand I had always been like, yeah, you should be able to meet up one-on-one with someone from your past. But they most likely...
Yeah.
Maybe, and maybe they don't, but maybe they do have an agenda. And why even put yourself in that position?
So this is a thing that people think that I just already had, and I'm like, no, I came to this conclusion while I was with Nikki.
Yeah,
like within like literally the first 3 weeks of our relationship. And I only did this. I went on my ex's podcast because it was such a new relationship between us.
Yeah,
I didn't think I was doing anything like at all. I didn't think I was betraying anything or anything like that.
Yeah,
and then it was when I was there, when those boundaries were disrespected a little bit, that I was like, okay, this is a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
But then I told you about it.
Totally.
And like,
yeah. And so then from then on, we talked openly about that and how we would feel moving forward if one of us were to go to dinner with an ex or hang out and go to lunch, or even, and then we were like, okay, so let's say it's not an ex, it's just someone of the opposite gender from our past.
Yeah.
Like, are you cool with a one-on-one hangout? And we're both kind of like, not really.
Yeah,
I mean, not that we don't trust each other.
It's the opposite.
But it's the opposite. It's that like, why are these people trying to come in out of nowhere from your past? Like, they're in your past for a reason. And if they're so chill, why can't we do like a group thing?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. And so this is what he's asking too, is like, why she won't do a group thing. What does it say? And why doesn't she hang? Oh, you might be wondering why she doesn't hang out with groups. It's slightly complicated, but she doesn't have a lot of friends that are girls, as she finds it easier to make guy friends. Okay, same. This was me in high school. She also lost 90% of her friend group because of her ex. Based off everything I told you, what do you think the best decision is? Do I attempt long distance? And if so, what should I do? And if you have other advice or remedies to the situations, problems we had, please feel free to let me know. I don't care whether or not you keep my name anonymous, and thanks so much. And also, P.S., please let me know whenever you guys play poker at Morongo. I'm a frequent advantage player in casinos. Would love to spill some tea if you're interested. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, duh.
I'm also starting my own business while I go to college, so this is taking up a lot of my time, as well as training for powerlifting meets. Is this a good thing? And maybe if we do long distance, continue to focus on this. Anyways, keep killing it, and make sure to tell the Iceman that he's my favorite comedian of all time, and I always recommend him to all my friends. Low standards, I know.
Wow.
That was cute.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Hey, compliments came at the end and they were worth it.
Finally.
Where's mine, though?
Well,
What the fuck is my compliment? What
You're
the
the
fuck
best,
is
bro.
my compliment? Oh, maybe the poker, yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Deservedly.
But yeah, so questions.
Yeah, look. Wait, what was the questions?
About like is he being too much by trying to control her?
No.
And then also...
You're not really controlling her,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. We went over that. Okay, and then so should they try to attempt long distance even with his anxiety? And like, how would that work out? And is there any advice or remedies for that?
Yeah, you have to have trust. If you don't have trust, then you're fucked already. So if you guys can figure out the way to trust each other with that kind of like, hey, I'm going to be at this place at this time, and it's not with you, then that's great. But
I think that time will soon tell. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's go into this with an open mind.
She hasn't proved you wrong.
Right. Since you've never experienced a long distance relationship, maybe you don't know. And I don't know, because I've never experienced a long distance relationship. I only know what I would think about. Like, I think I wouldn't be able to handle it. So I'm like you in your situation. But you don't know. So maybe go into it trying. And yes, I think you should continue to focus on your building your business and on these hobbies like powerlifting and doing all that stuff. I think continuing to focus
Yes.
on those things that build
yourself
you,
up. Yes.
you will easily tell if this person is continuing to enhance your life or if they're sucking the life out of you. Yep. And then you'll be able to know from that if it's like healthy to continue. And I know you really love her and you guys are in love and you've been through a lot together, but that's great. It doesn't necessarily mean that those things mean you are going to stay together forever. If anything, those are great lessons to take with you into your next relationship if this one doesn't work out. So don't be married to needing this one to work out, thinking that this will never happen with anyone else. You need these life experiences. You need to feel that close bonding with someone so you know what that feels like. You know what you want in a relationship, and then you know what you don't want in a relationship.
Bro, the amount of bitches I told I love, I could put in an advent calendar and eat the chocolates.
Oh my God.
But I didn't really mean it at the time. I didn't know it until I got with this chick. I didn't know that I really didn't know what love was until I got with this chick. So you just don't know, like, at all, bro.
I couldn't make an advent calendar, but I've said it 3 times before you.
See, but I can make
You can make a whole advent calendar,
You know what I mean?
apparently.
I can sell it at Costco.
Chocolates.
You know what I mean? Godiva chocolates in there, okay?
Wow.
The good shit.
Okay, calm down.
You know what I mean?
Why would you? No, it was fake love, so it's the bad shit. It's not.
No,
It's not
I-
good chocolate. I'll stomp on it.
Hey, look, all those bitches were convinced. No, but really though, hey, look, you'll be fine, bro. You'll
Love
be fine.
is you can only go off what you feel love is at that moment.
But the
And-
best thing is you're already working on yourself, so who cares?
Exactly. I think you have a really good head on your shoulders. The fact that you used all these opportunities to develop communication skills in relationships, which is huge. Being
Huge.
able to
Huge.
and not just learn it, but actually apply it in your relationship, and it was working, and you saw that. Those are just like all of that experience is so enriching and so vital to you. And I think that alone is worth what this relationship has been. And if it works out, great. And if it doesn't work out, you know that you took a lot from this. Like you guys, both of you took a lot from this.
Listen, try not to clap, because I really do mean this. Don't just understand your bitch, right? But try to put yourself in the shoes of your bitch, too.
They might be smaller than your feet,
You know what I'm saying?
but you can try to put your feet.
You
in
can
there.
try. You don't want to always be able to do it.
Unless you have tiny feet, or if she has big feet.
And that's
maybe
what
it
every
works.
argument, you know what I do? I just try to shove my foot into Nikki's keds.
And I go, stop stretching out my kids.
And I'm like, this is why your argument sucks ass.
and then
bitch.
I'm like, oh, you're right, and I
Yeah,
love
see?
you because
See?
of that. And
And we have a good
and
relationship.
one of my kids is really stressed out,
Yeah, not both of them.
but it's worth it because we understand
though.
each other. Not both,
See? Or
and
else
we understand each other because of that.
is that. So there it is.
So there, that is,
So we'll be right back.
and we hope that helped. We already went away.
Well, I'm just gonna leave a little bit of a breather for a cut in case you say that, oh, the other kids is stretched too, because sometimes it's at night.
We don't need a breather.
Okay.
The other kid is stretched.
It's
too.
not though. And you see
It's
that was
stretched,
that's
too.
why I said that.
Why
So-
would we need a breather for me to say that you're wrong?
Mark will cut that, and that's fine. Thank you. Thanks, bud. Mark, gotta keep my perfect relationship going.
The next question is titled "Experts Help." So I don't know if she's talking about us or some experts that are out there, but
look behind us. All right.
all right, they're not.
Shit.
Maybe we are meant to be the messengers
Here we
to the
go.
experts. Here we go. Hey guys, name's Honey. First of all, thank you for saving my 1-hour drive to work every morning. Love you guys. Oh my God, we love you so
Oh my
much,
God,
Honey.
thank you for the Jessica Alba movie.
Long story short, but bear with me. Relationship question for the experts. I dated my boyfriend back when we were younger, 2 years, broke it off for 3, and he had a baby with someone else. I came back in the picture when his son was 1.
No.
Fast forward to today, his son is about to be 5, and to give a time frame, and I am now 3 months pregnant with his baby. Wow, this is okay. Yes, okay.
Take it on the
you've
son, that's
been
my-
so you've been together for 4 years after the
Yeah.
break. Okay. Man, have we built a roller coaster, broke it, and still rode it. Our problems have downgraded from trust issues and him not knowing how to help during my MDD suicidal episodes to asking if he could just lay down and watch a movie with me. I find myself questioning him why he doesn't like to spend time with me. We live together, but we don't get to sleep together because he works he works night times and I work during the day. And we also get his son every other weekend. I'm very emotionally open. I took his son in as if he was my own, and I feel like I've done and still do everything a significant other needs to do, down to cleaning, cooking, and loving, to not have to ask for simple, genuine time together. He spends more time with our roommate, who is his best friend, than he does with me. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Oh, that's rough.
When he does go eat, he always asks me if it's okay if one of his friends can come. Ugh.
Horrifying.
He doesn't ask if I would like to go on a date here and there, nor does he plan them. Oh my God, this is my ex. Okay. I always have to ask him if we can do things together, or it takes me bitching about it to get him to plan things for us. Anyway, any advice would help. He isn't a horrible person and does show affection when needed, helps me around the house, etc. But I also find myself over time having to guide him how to understand me emotionally inside and out, even during my mental health struggles. Also understand my love language, even though I know him and he is all around. I would know exactly how to be there for him if everything we've been through was reversed, and he knows that. I don't know, maybe I'm just needy. Now that the baby is coming,
No.
I want to cherish our time alone when we do have it before there are 4 of us. Thank you.
Let me help you with this
Okay.
in the simplest terms.
She's asking you to help. So
Okay, but really,
that camera's going to die.
you can get him and you can ask him to sit down and actually have him look me in the eye, brother. Nothing but respect for you, honestly. But I really do understand what you're doing here, and it is very simple. You feel more comfortable in a group setting with your woman than you do alone with your woman, for whatever reason. And that happens sometimes in relationships. But you guys have to break down that bullshit, and you have to actually ask yourself, hang on, I'm not really building these deep long-term relationships with these other people where I'm more comfortable right now in the moment. I'm not addressing something that's going on right now in my own relationship.
Yeah.
That's what you got to get to, bro. And I don't disrespect you saying this. I really do mean this. I think you can break through this, because once you get there, once you really realize that, because I did this to Nikki a little bit in the beginning. A little bit.
Nah.
A little bit.
Nah.
It wasn't really like I was uncomfortable hanging
You
out with
didn't
you
always
alone.
want to hang out with a roommate or like a friend or no.
But I brought you to a lot of group settings, like, constantly.
That's fine. We have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah. I know, but
Yeah.
you could argue that, like, I was doing something like that, and I remember feeling that way at the time and making sure that I overcompensated for that by going the other way, by being like,
Yeah, we always had one-on-one date nights though. So
yeah.
this situation, and I don't know if I can answer because I'm biased as fuck.
Yeah.
Because this sounds exactly like my ex
Yeah.
who ended up cheating on me.
Yeah.
Because there was issues in like that he didn't want to, like, just like you're talking about. There were issues that he wasn't addressing, and
Can't
so
address it.
I have to bring it up, and then I sound like a nag, and then I was gaslit because it's like, oh well, you're the reason I don't want to hang out with you because you're
Yeah.
nagging me, and it's like, but I wouldn't be nagging you if we just like fucking hang out with me. And like I know that in the beginning we were hanging out, so like, am I boring now? Do you not like me anymore? Like, what's going on? And then like, I don't know. It felt like the endings of a relationship, but it might not be in this case, especially you're having his baby. Like, I hope not. I hope that's not it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's scared of having another child and like
sure.
scared that he won't be able to be a good father because like, you know, he has another child with
Yeah.
another woman, and like, you know, maybe he's scared because you guys have been on a roller coaster before and broken up, and maybe he's like, oh no, like what if we have a baby now involved and then we break up again? So maybe there's a lot more to this guy than obviously my situation. But I'm feeling the like bias seep in because my love language is also quality time. Yeah. And when Steve doesn't, or if Steve were to not spend quality time with me, which a couple of times this year I felt like this was probably the least amount of date nights that we've had this year. And I was getting
the pandemic, we didn't adjust
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Because we used to go to restaurants every week.
Yep.
And now we order in because of the pandemic, and it doesn't feel like we're going anywhere or having a date night. It's much different.
So different.
And so, yeah, I was becoming like feeling like I was whining about something that seems minor because I know he loves me.
Yeah.
But like, it's not minor because it's my love language. And like you said, like if it was reversed and that was his love language, I would do all I can to, you know, make sure that he knows that I love him. And that is what Steve did. Like when I bring it up, he's like, oh shit, let's adjust that. And then we make adjustments like right away.
Yeah.
And so if you feel like you continuously have to bring it up, I would get so motherfucking frustrated if it was me too.
Yeah,
because
for
it's
sure.
like, I don't want to be a nag. I told you already.
You're not.
So now you knowing that this is my love language, and that I need this in order to feel love from you, or to, even if you say you love me, but then you're not doing this one thing, this one, like, we go on a date together alone thing, but yet you can go one-on-one with your fucking buddy all the time.
Yeah.
like, I feel very unloved by that. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you over and over, especially I'm carrying your fucking baby inside me.
Damn.
Like, you should know how to love me. Like, you should know. And you should not only know, but be actively wanting to show me that you love me.
Up like I did.
Not you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Her guy.
My bad.
Okay.
You just caught me up.
I'm so sorry.
Wow, you're such an emotional plea.
Yeah, I just don't get, like, I feel her. I feel
I do too.
like
But
I
that's
would
what I'm
be
saying.
so
That's why I want to talk to
frustrated.
him, because it really isn't about her as much. Like,
But
like
it feels
she's
personal when
she's
he's
all in.
going out with his buddy.
Yeah. But he doesn't understand the message he's communicating to her. And I think that if he does that, he'll understand a little bit more of his contribution to that feeling instead
Yeah.
of just being like, I can't believe you're feeling this way. It's so strange.
Especially you already have trust issues. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's so hard. Because, like, with me and you, I didn't have trust issues. It was just the one thing where I'm like, I need more time together.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
And that's
what
fine.
you want to
But
acknowledge.
imagine, like, not only do I need more time together, but also you're spending time with some other fucking
No.
guy. And then on top of that, I'm fucking carrying your baby. And then on top of that, we already have trust issues.
No. Let me top this off.
I will cut a bitch.
Your chick is your number one. And you better make her feel like it, or you can't have fun.
Yeah.
And there's no fun to be had either. Because if you're not making your chick feel like number one, what are you coming home to exactly? Like,
What's
you
the
know?
point?
Yeah, what is it all about? Like, you have to make sure that they feel like they're number one.
And vice versa, too.
Yeah.
Like, if your guy is good to you, you're, like, in love, you want to show you love him, show you love him. Like, you should show that. Like, you should,
Bro.
whatever his love language is, like, show that. So,
And this isn't to toot my own horn. I'm just saying what is, right? You ask every one of my guy friends who my number one is, they'll say Nikki. You ask every one of my girlfriends who was my number one, they'll say Nikki.
and that's the thing that neither of us got in our previous relationships.
never had
we
that
always
respect.
felt like
I never
we
had that
put
respect.
them as
Yeah.
number one,
It was
and they
bullshit.
never put us as
Never
number
got it.
one.
Never got it.
And we just kind of got used to, like, maybe we'll just never
maybe
be
it's not like
number
that.
one. And so when we found each other, we're like, wait, you're doing it back?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah.
we're both putting each other on. That's so crazy. I always thought that this
explodes.
could be,
Yeah.
but then I lost hope that this could be.
Like, and this sounds like some bullshit, but I could trust Nikki like staying in a log cabin for 9 days with dudes, and like I would never even sweat one thing.
But just a log cabin, because if it's like a nice
If it was
hotel room,
industrial, I'd be
he
like,
better
"Oh,
be
she's getting
worried.
fucked."
He better be worried.
I bet she's getting fucked. I know she is. Oh, God damn it.
But if log cabin, you don't have to worry
No,
about
no,
it.
no,
I'm
no.
not fucking in a log cabin. Are you
Those
kidding me? What am I?
lumberjack
What am I,
fucking
Abraham
idiots?
Lincoln?
Nah, come on.
No,
Come on.
no, thank
Those
you.
wire brush using motherfuckers.
Or like camping.
Those bath taken with brushes.
Too many bears on the wall.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, I don't like animal heads
Hey, too many bear
on the
protocols
wall.
anyway.
I don't eat meat. I don't want to see your deer head that you shot and killed and hunted and skinned on the fucking wall.
I think we
I'm not
help-
fucking to that.
I think we helped.
Take me to a nice place. You want me to cheat on my husband? You want me to cheat on my husband? You take me to a nice place.
Yeah, you take her to a BJ's in San Diego.
You make sure it's a nice bathroom,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I like public
Those are
restrooms.
good. Those are good.
All right. Well, anyway, you get the point. Like, same vice versa, too. Like, I trust Steve. Like, if he was in a room full of girls, women.
They all have, but dude,
Actually,
bro,
he did have this gig where he was a Playboy radio show host,
Yeah.
where there's like literal topless women. Like, why do they need to be that way on a radio where no one can even see their topless? I don't know.
7 in the morning.
But I didn't care at all because it's just that doesn't even register as anything.
I used to make videos with porn stars while
Yeah.
we were together. I mean, bro, it's funny too because when I met them, it was like almost defensively stupid, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, I remember being with some of them, and they're like, "Hey, like pick up my bra and panties." I was like, "I don't know." Like, what do you
Yeah,
think?"
you're extra respectful.
Yeah, I just don't want to make it weird at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've told the story before about finding a pair of red underwear and a dryer, and I don't care. This sounds like I'm just rehashing it because I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I
traumatized.
I just think it's funny because
It's so
any other
good.
relationship I've ever been in,
Yeah, same.
that would not go down pretty.
yeah.
But yeah, I really can't even. If you told me to my face that Steve was cheating on me, I just couldn't believe you. Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around that.
That's how you work them, boys.
That's how you work them.
That's how you work them.
And you work them by spending time with them and speaking their
That's
love language.
right.
You want to get away with some shit.
You trick 'em.
make them feel
Yep.
as loved as they humanly
You
possibly
say,
can.
"Hey, babe, ain't you like what are you you Pisces? And it's like, no, I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, you're a Scorpio, right? Yeah, I know.
I don't think that would work. You'd have to know my star sign.
Well, no, I got it in the second
Libra
guess.
rising, you fucking
Second
fuckboy.
guess.
Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/sticky. We do bonus episodes of Should They Don't Tell You, because Should They Don't Tell You After Dark, where we talk about deep, intimate things that we're still currently trying to figure out some shit they don't tell you.
True.
And Steve does Crypto Corner, where he goes over he's made so many people so much money, but it's not
They made
financial
themselves
advice.
the money.
Do not sue him.
Listen, they win for themselves. They're crushing it for themselves. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
We also do live streams.
It's a beautiful thing.
Also, there's that. And also, shout out, say hi to Mark if you see him on the streets.
If you see him on the streets,
He's
you
very
say hi to
lonely.
Mark.
And he's very lonely.
And ask him if Mark is just an
And if
idea.
you're single,
Oh, yeah, please.
let him know.
Yeah.
Let him know.
Come at him, ask first.
Yeah.
And then be like, is Mark just an idea?
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.